Good morning, gang. You got gourd, you're hurting hippie, and welcome to another smoke-filled day in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. This is quite a smoky day. The sun is a hazy red and not very bright out because it's dissipated by all this smoke, which has definitely caused me health issues. Speaking of health issues, few people asked for this. I had already planned on doing it. It's a talk about panic attacks, and I really want to stipulate right at the beginning a disclaimer. Please don't take any of what I say wrongly. There's no offense meant because panic attacks are very different for each of us, I think. What is the common thing about panic attacks? Panic attacks are very much like an anxiety attack. An anxiety attack will last longer because usually it doesn't go away until the stressor that caused the attack goes away. A panic attack comes out of nowhere. It's usually memories that can invoke it, but there usually isn't a specific trigger that kicks it off. It just happens. And I can say for sure, I used to get one or two of these a day quite a while ago. I was going through an awful time, and my doctor gave me some kind of pill, and I tried to research it. I can't remember the name of it. It was a little tiny one that I would put under my tongue, and within seconds the attack would go away, but I'd feel really odd for hours. And I didn't like it. Didn't like the panic attacks, though. And that was at a time when I was very heavily pharmaceuticalized. I had way too much pharma products in me. Any is too much. No, I haven't cleaned my cup yet. But a panic attack is the overwhelming feeling of doom. It presents in, you probably have diarrhea, you probably have, and very quick onset diarrhea, very amazing. Heart palpitations, sweat, shaking, and an overwhelming fear, overwhelming feeling of doom. I'll see if I can attach it below, and if I've forgotten it, please look it up. There are so many websites that say how to handle a person who is on a panic attack. So if you are a mate of somebody, a partner, a friend who has these, read up on it. Because the natural inclination is to say, there's nothing wrong, you're okay. And that is one of the number one things not to do. Because even though, yes, it's true, truth doesn't help in these situations. When you're in the middle of a panic attack, you feel, honestly, like you're going to die, and soon. It's an awful feeling. And somebody telling you that what you're feeling isn't real isn't going to help you. Understand it. Say, I get it, calm down. Here, let's breathe. Trying to change the subject, but notice if the person does not react to something you're doing, do something else, or don't do anything at all. Sometimes a person in a panic attack can get through it themselves, especially if they've had more than one. Don't try to mitigate what they're saying they're feeling. Perception is reality to the perceiver. If you perceive that you feel like you're dying, then you feel like you're dying. It will go away. And we, in a panic attack, know it. And we know that we've got to get through it. And walking it off is going to help. I don't know that medication helps. If it does, let me know. I mean, this as usual, is the beginning of a discussion. I'm no doctor. I don't have any medical training. I only have what I've read and what I've experienced. And I have found panic attacks to be one of the most devastating things I've gone through. Never had them all through my life. I would have anxiety issues over doing speeches in public, and I used to run a student business program and stuff like that. Very definitely I've had anxiety, but it was only in the past 5 years or so that I had panic attacks. Also, be careful. After a panic attack, and I have no documentation to prove this, but after a panic attack, I truly feel that you have bruised yourself. Just like banging into a wall, you're going to feel the pain for a while. The pain, or the remnants of a panic attack, can last hours, if not a couple of days. I've had some major issues where my panic has caused me to feel nervous and anxious for a little while, and no ability to pin it, to put my finger on it, but knowing it's there. I had a really bad one day before yesterday, and all yesterday I was just a mess. Thanks to my beautiful son, my beautiful little boy, I'm going to cry. He told me yesterday morning, he said, "Dad, you need to stop stressing yourself out." This is a 9-year-old boy. He said, "Every morning you're watching the news for a couple of hours. You're watching news shows. Switch to something funny. Watch people play games like he does. Watch a comedy show. The news is, I've heard it, Dad. That's why I wear my earphones. It's all bad. And all that bad has got to be adding to how you feel." So yesterday, I watched zero news in the morning. I went to watch my regular news show in the evening, The 5, and I found myself, I really didn't want to. I was craving it. Like anything, you get used to a certain pattern. So I was kind of craving it, feeling something missing, but I went, oh, excuse me. I watched silly things like Sean Evans and Hot Ones, and Good Mythical Morning with Rhett and Link. Things like that. Just kind of fluffy stuff. And my day got better and better and better. And this morning, yes, I turned on the news. I watched the first 3 or 4 minutes of it, and I realized, you know what? This is just a bad thing to do. If the news is super important, it will find me in today's world. If it's something I really have to know, somehow I'll know it. I gotta quit looking for it, because I just hear all this stuff, all these sad things around the world, and I wear it like a heavy winter jacket on a 30-degree day. It just makes no sense for me to further stress myself over things on this earth that I cannot change. I used to think that through my own advocacy, I could change the world. And maybe over 40, 50 years of smoking cannabis, some of my advocacy has added to the changes that have come because of this. Or maybe it was just the natural progression anyway, and I didn't do a thing. But finding a specific thing that you can fight and that you have a possibility, even if minute, then do so. If it feels like it's something you have to do, advocacy is really important. But the world's way too big, and we cannot solve the world's problems, and it's gotten a little ugly, and we need to not expand our borders, but bring them in around us to those who care, like all of you out there, and my family, and my few friends. And ignore the bigger pie, because we're not getting a true story anyway. No matter what we watch, we're getting somebody's opinion. There is no show right now. There's just, here's the facts, man, and just facts, just stuff. And positive versus negative, a balanced thing. If that were to come out, maybe I'll watch again. But this is Gordy signing out, trying to end my panic attacks by getting away from the stressors. Let's talk below. There's lots more we can do, and I will try to put that how to handle someone during a panic attack. If you suffer panic attacks, give it to a friend that probably wants to help you and doesn't know how. If you're a friend, read it. See if you can help. Peace and cheers, friends. Love and harmony. Here's to another day on this beautiful, beautiful earth. Peace.